ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानां ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानां ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। विद्महे वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात्। महादेवाय विद्महे रुद्रमूर्तये धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात्। नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्नि रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमहादेवाय नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्नि रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमहादेवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. All right, y'all. Good evening. That was Lord Shiva. Yes, praise Lord Shiva. Good evening. This is High Priestess Jamila. This is going to be a short follow up to the patriarchy group ritual that we did. I want to thank all parties that were involved in that ritual. To be honest with you, there's still work to be done. But we did banish it and we did bind it from doing harm to the divine feminine. Patriarchy has and will always be a mistake because power corrupts absolutely. If you guys don't know what patriarchy is a system that causes us, all of us, to be under the rulership of men. We've been under this patriarchal system for at least the past 100 years, and you see how the world has ended up. So men pride themselves on claiming to be the rulers of the earth, and you can see that there's nothing but death, destruction, and misery surrounding us. Men that are trained and taught under that patriarchal paradigm and that demon are miserable every single day. They can't understand why they hate women. They can't understand why women hate them. And I did post a very interesting article. I don't know if you guys caught that, but there are a lot of women. They've got their select few. I am not their queen at all because I'm not down with patriarchy. Patriarchy is a system of destruction of the mind, the body, and the spirit of both men and women. Period. And it will always be. It was never meant for men to rule and to make rules, ever. It wasn't. It was only 100 years ago, and in the year 2020, it will be 100 years since they developed this system that they even gave women the right to vote. And the only reason why they gave women the right to vote is so that they could blame women for everything. Everything that has ever gone wrong, they blame it on the woman. We see these confused patriarchal zombies every day in social media talking about what the woman has not done, what the woman should do, and what the woman should do for them, but they never ever admit to their fault and their mistake in the situation because the system of patriarchy teaches men that they can rape women, that they can beat women, that they can starve women. Okay, look at the whole thing with R. Kelly. Thank you, one Foxy Hippie. Thank you. Look at the paradigm with R. Kelly. R. Kelly was supposedly physically abusive to these women, locked them up, and controlled what they ate. This is a system that teaches men to hate women. Now, as a woman, do I hate men? No, I love men. I don't love patriarchal men. I love men that respect and value the woman. You know, this system has caused men to literally take advantage of us because supposedly we don't have the physical ability to fight them. So it's based upon that. It's based upon violence. It's based upon ignorance. Whoever created this for the world had an agenda to destroy all of us. Because as you see these grown men in social media, and all they do is talk about being a father, but they're not actually being a father. They talk about being a husband, but they don't actually ever do it. They just talk about it. They talk about it to their buddies and whoever will listen, but then the woman is at home suffering because he's not there. He's so busy trying to impress these other men that he's not present in the situation at all, physically, mentally, or spiritually. They made up an entire religion against the woman. Now they are suffering greatly because of it. Suffering. Even the patriarchal women do nothing. These patriarchal women, they pour syrup on shit, and I guess it's supposed to look better, but in reality it doesn't. It doesn't look better, it doesn't feel better. He's still confused, he's still miserable, he's still angry. You know why? Because you have completely gutted the divine feminine. And this is the reason why we have sickness and death in this world, because you have taken the power out of the woman's hands. The power used to be in the woman's hands. And back then we lived in paradise. Men and women could have sex and bear children, and then the woman, the woman breastfeed the children, and there was no judgment. Then we've got hatred for the breast. The breast is disgusting. Oh, if you breastfeed your child, you're molesting the child. All sorts of sick perversions came out of the curse of patriarchy. It should have never been patriarchy, period. If one gender was going to rule this world, it shouldn't have been men. It should have been the woman. Because now men, and you know why? Let me tell y'all something. You women that don't take the power and control, you don't have to yell and scream. You don't even really have to raise your voice. You just have to know how to be a woman. Those of you that did take control, those men appreciate you, don't they? Because they said, well, damn, I was getting ready to go out there and jump off of a bridge because Bobby Ray told me that I should go jump off a bridge because of the curse of patriarchy, because I'm a man. So these men have gotten together. They have polluted the air. They have polluted the water in their plight to prove who is a bigger and better man. In reality, all of them were under some kind of psychosis and still are. They're going to fight it till the end of time. And the reason why they're going to continue to fight is because they have been taught that this is their only means of being a man. Raping a woman, violating a woman, doing harm to the woman. This is what most of the men in this world have been taught, and they have been taught it universally. It wasn't even at home. To be honest with you, if they had a mama or a father that taught them better, they felt that when they saw something on the silver screen or the big screen, that that was the way to go. They felt that way. When in reality, everybody has been miserable under this system. Everybody. The reason why there's so many sick people in this world is because things are off balance. Patriarchy ruined planet Earth, and it's time for us to clean it up. Because in reality, none of them can do anything without women. How do you think this world would be? Many of them want a world with no women. Many of them do. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. I think when the curse of patriarchy blew up in men's face, they didn't know how to handle it. This is why you have the prevalence of men who would rather murder their entire family. Y'all ever see that on the news? Happens quite often. Happens more often than we hear about. Of these men murdering their women and their children because I lost my job. I failed as a man. Oh my God, I'm a man. You're not a man. You are a walking shell, is what you are. And until you realize that, you will be dead inside. Many of these men, their brains have been put to sleep. And this is why so many women, it doesn't matter about if it's a black community or if it's a white community. I'm so sick of people going there. All about the individual man and the woman. They have institutionalized everybody. Everybody has went crazy under the ruling of men. And the Bible. Let's not forget the Bible. Okay? The Bible was the apocalypse. That's why it ends in fire and brimstone. If it were not for women, they would have blew this earth up a long time ago. If it were not for the woman, if it was not for her beauty, her healing ability. Yes, there are men out there with healing abilities. Typically, those men are not under the curse of patriarchy. The curse of patriarchy has killed so many of our sons, so many of our daughters, and so many of our children. It's killed us inside. It's the pink elephant in the room. Hello, you think that you have the right to make decisions for everybody based upon the fact that you have a phallus is a fallacy. That's where they get the word fallacy from. Phallus. It's a fallacy. It's a lie. It's deception. It should have never happened. These men are so corrupted inside and out. Today is Monday. You could feel it. It was all over. I have two boys that live with me. It was all over them. I had to complete the ritual because that damn thing been messing with me for the past week. I had to complete the ritual today completely because it was on the prowl. It was there. It was bothering me all weekend. It was like, what do you want? That damn thing is so confused and it hates women. The patriarchal demon, yes, it is a demon with a network of demons underneath it. Yes, it is a demon that we've created out of fear, out of stupidity. Oh, you're a woman, so I have the right to judge you. I have the right to yell at you, scream at you, cuss you out, be disrespectful to you because you're a woman and you sit down and take it. And see, this is when women picked up their spears and got to fighting. So this is the battle of the sexes going back and forth, and the man is failing every single day when we hear about the destructive behavior of men in social media and on the news. It is because of a man. Everything bad that happens in this world is on their shoulders because they created it. If it's a crazy ass woman, a man created her. If it's a crazy man, a man created him. And that is the reality of it, which was why that gender should have never been allowed to rule over anything. Many of them can't even barely support their families, but they still have what I call male privilege. You can be a complete loser long as you got something between your legs dangling. You can be a complete loser and people will still respect you simply based upon the fact that you have a penis. And they will judge whoever you decide that you want to pinpoint, harass, and stalk. They will judge that person based upon this stupidity. They have no idea that you're sick, they're sick, and your whole bloodline is sick and cursed with ignorance. And yes, they did force. They used force on women. Yeah, they do. They use force. They created laws that they knew would affect women. They created rules that they knew would affect women. They're all in a little boys club trying to be men, but they have no idea how stupid they look. And I gotta point it out to y'all. I gotta be honest with you. It looks stupid. And this is the reason why you've got so many men out here in social media yelling and screaming back and forth with each other, talking about what they are, but they really ain't did nothing. They base it solely on the fact that they're men. Most women walking around here, we have raised children by ourselves. You know what they want to call you? They want to call you a welfare queen, even though you worked the past 20 or 30 years of your life. See, that is so that they can discount you and degrade you. And it's ugly. It's real ugly. And you know what? Usually it's the ugly men. They just look real ugly and dusty. Just real downtrodden and just dusty and sad. Okay. What's up, Diamond Duchess? Yeah, frog face man. They just running around here. Oh, you are a woman and you must do everything that I tell you to do. Even if they're telling you to do something that may harm you, just do it because I'm a man. I'm the man in the relationship. I said to do it. Or this ain't even about relationships. Look, be in whatever kind of relationship you want to be in. I'm not all up in people's bedroom in the business and stuff. Talking about what you doing? What you doing over there with that person? That person called you a bit. No, we talking about on a broader, much higher scale. I have been dealing with confused patriarchal zombie men for the past 4 years that have been trying to stop my business. And the only thing that they have done is stop themselves. They are still confused. I've put dozens of curses on them and the women that come along with them. And they just get they're just very much confused in life. Mm-hmm. Something's wrong with them, Genesis. Am I lying or am I flying? Something's wrong with these men out here. They think that by exerting dominance is abuse. They talk to you any kind of way. And I learned about the system of patriarchy when I turned in my 30s and 40s, after I had been supporting myself for years by myself and conducting my own life and being happy. Being happy. Okay? Seriously. They made it seem like I'm just born. I'm just a baby. I'm not a baby. I'm a 42-year-old woman. What are you talking about? They talk to you like you stupid. This is what patriarchy does, which is what? Disrespect. They're being disrespectful. Patriarchal men, this is the reason why no one stays with them. No one. No, what woman do you know stayed with a patriarchal zombie unless she was a doormat? No woman stays for that situation. It's not a healthy situation at all to be under the ruling of a man who is still, most of them still wet behind the ears. And those are the ones that's hollering the loudest about patriarchy, to be honest with you. A lot of good men out there that ain't down for all of that, and this is the one thing I can tell you. They just love to judge single mothers. This is their favorite. You know why? Because they know that that single mother does not have a man in the household. So then it's very weak. They're weak cowards. They would never stand up to a man in that manner, ever. But when it comes to a woman, they just think, oh, well, I can just do whatever I want to do to you. And they found out that's why they hate witchcraft so much. That's why they hate it so much. They hate it because, witchcraft allows a woman to very calmly and peacefully put hexes on men that are disrespectful, or either send that energy back because it's the energy of confusion. You're confused, baby. This is why you don't have nothing, because you're confused. You thought that somehow everything was going to be handed to you on a silver platter, and it's not. It's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter just because you're a man. These men run around privilege. Y'all know I ain't lying about male privilege. I am a man and I say that, you are the woman and you should just take everything that I say, even if they're wrong. So even if you, what if you're wrong? Oh, well, that doesn't matter that you're wrong, buddy. No intuition. Third eye calcified. They just all over the place. Destroying the essence of a woman. And see, back in the day, women didn't have rights to divorce their husbands. In fact, your father gave you away to some complete stranger. That's the whole tradition of marriage. You know, when they say your father give you away at the wedding. See, back in the day, this was much darker. Everything has its dark roots. Hello, they talk about Christmas, Easter. What about the dark roots of patriarchy? Would you give your daughter away to a complete stranger or a pedophile? Would you do that? Would you give your daughter? So this was a tradition of men treating women like cattle. We are the original slaves. The women are. They started with us. They broke the woman down, killed her self esteem, fed her children to alligators, beat the crap out of her, raped her. And the reason why men do not rape because of sex and attraction. Men rape to exert dominance. So we do live in a rape culture. There's a network of demons. It's very perverted. I've seen it affect women. I've had it affect me at one point in my life, where you just kind of want this man to just dominate over you, and you just want him to, to just, and it's a sickness. It's a sickness that I came out of. I came out of that sickness. No thank you. No thank you. This is sick. And now, when it boils down to it, women have got to take control over your vaginas, over your own minds, over your own heart, your entire spiritual body. Us as women, we have been hijacked by these demons. And these men are so ignorant, they refuse to see it. Don't you see that every time you disrespect me, there's a demon that's there sucking my energy from me? Can't you see that? They don't see it. They don't see what we see. It's not their jobs. That was our job. Why do you think that in the Bible it says to kill witches and kill seers? Many of us are descendants of all of those people that they killed and mangled, because we literally, when we saw, I mean, I'm sorry guys, if I were to sit down and read the whole Bible, okay, or even just parts of it, you don't need to be a damn psychic to see that that's going to not end well. So anybody that made any kind of prediction, well, this Bible is suggesting that we kill people, have people boil their children. This Bible is very violent, sick, and twisted. Kill this person, they are a witch. That's exactly what they did back in the day. The patriarchy and the Bible was invented by demons that wanted to destroy the earth and very, very stupid men. They had to have been stupid. These men were not intelligent. All of them was stupid. And then here we are right now in a damn shambles. Now, and y'all been talking about this for 5 years. That's why they hate me. Before, and look, they hated me before I came out of the broom closet. They hated me ever since back in the day. Because I said a lot about patriarchy. I spoke a lot about how men were corrupted and demonically possessed and under psychosis, and they hated me for it. You know why? Because ignorance is bliss. They don't have to take responsibility. If they were to actually wake up, they would have to deal with the guilt and the regret of what they've done. Many of these men, if they've done you too wrong, instead of dealing with the guilt and the regret, they figure just kill you and move on to the next person. And not just physically, they'll try to kill you spiritually. The accusations, okay? The accusations that they do, the campaigns that they run against you as a woman. I've had them do it all. They've done just about every trick in the book to try to destroy divine services, and we are still here. We are still here, and we ain't missed a beat. Even if y'all, and you know, they try to program you. The patriarchal women try to program you. Oh, this person they're going to destroy you. They program so many women to believe that these patriarchal zombies can destroy us. It's because they want them to. Do any of you have any belief that just because a man opens up his mouth and says something negative about you that he can destroy you? If you do, you better come practice some magic on yourself. If I had $1 for every man that had something negative to say about me. So many people use that patriarchy demon. Oh, he said this about you. He said that about you. So that's his ignorance. But women have had to live under the blanket of judgment by a man. I don't think so. And I'll tell a man to his face, look, you screwed up, you misjudged. You're a man, yeah, but you're a confused man. We want patriarchy gone. We are tired of being judged by ignorant fools. We're tired of it. And they think they have the right to judge you just because you're a woman. They do. Just everything about you. Everything. Everything about you as a woman is placed under scrutiny because you are a woman. You can literally be like, when I get done with this hangout, I'm going to kick back and relax. I'm going to have me a snack and I'm going to watch a movie. These patriarchal zombie men are running around in their minds, and the women along with them. Oh, I think that she's doing this. I think that she's doing that. And they're judging you based upon what they would do. So be careful with people, because a lot of people, when they judge you or when they accuse you of something, they're actually doing that same exact thing. I've been sitting here minding my own business, peaceful, children sleep, or either in their rooms playing their video games. And the next thing you know, the police is at my door. So they have militarized and made being a woman unlawful. It's a crime to be a woman. You see what I'm saying? So this has destroyed. Men and women should have beautiful relationships with each other. Now, remember, I told you guys that the only time we have any kind of reminder of that biological connection is when you are making love to a man. You can feel it, unless you're a lesbian and you don't like having sex with men, which, hey, I don't judge you for that. Okay. Most women enjoy having sex with men. That's the only time is via sex. The rest of the time, they bring in politics into the bedroom. So they're not 100% there anyway. I don't believe in bringing politics into the bedroom. Please don't bring politics home. Leave that at your job. Leave that in the cornfields. Leave that in the cotton fields. Don't bring that crap home. You ain't supposed to bring that stuff home. Men and women were harmonious together. I mean, it was a perfect balance of harmony between us until a patriarchal man came and said, "Oh, well, you know that you're supposed to be ruling over this woman, right?" So then, instead of men giving the woman the positive reinforcement and her giving it back to him, now all of a sudden you got to prove yourself as a woman to this man every single day of your life. You're under scrutiny, you're under judgment. This was one of the reasons why I was celibate and single for years, because I got tired of the judgment. Why are you judging me? Then one thing that they do a lot, and it looks like they're still doing it. It never changes. Okay. They judge you for having sex. You're the hoe. Wait a minute. What does hoe? A hoe is a garden tool. It's an inanimate object. Why are you calling women hoes? Why are women calling each other hoes? This is disgusting. This is the curse of patriarchy. They got that out of slavery. You a hoe. You a hoe. Then they was able to do sex trafficking. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But yet we got homeless people and children starving. But for some reason, men who rule, oh, we're doing so good. We're going to rule. And you got a multi-billion-dollar sex trade, but you got starving children. What are you doing? It's almost like some sort of simulated reality. It's like a video game. Like that GTA. I could not stand. I can't stand Grand Theft Auto. Oh God. It's the psychological programming that is being put into our boys. You can't raise no man. They'll tell women that they can't raise a man. Well, what are you going to raise? A monster? So if you're a woman that's not trying to raise a monster, then somehow, and so then that's when, and see, the frequency of men is all messed up. I felt it today. Today's Monday. Today is a feminine day. It is a woman's day. I woke up peaceful, doing my little stuff, and then men were just, ooh, Lord, what's wrong with you? You need for Big Mama to come down here and set you straight. That's what you need. These men hate women so much. No shade to transgenders, but some of them would rather have somebody that just looks like a woman. Okay. And not saying that you're not a woman, because a lot of transgenders are like, excuse me, Jamila, I am a woman. Okay, I respect you. You're a woman. But, a lot of them, they do have an apparent hatred for women, and they show that to transgenders too. Transgender women get killed all the time. In fact, they're dying to be a woman. You see what I'm saying? So that within itself is a sign of the times. We're going to have to really, really, really dig deep into this. We are going to have zero tolerance with this as women. Now, I'm a very patient, compassionate, and forgiving woman. But the minute a man starts disrespecting me, that is when Scarlet gonna come out. Okay, you do not lay down and take abuse from men. You don't do it. Whenever you do that, you are allowing that demon to come forward and take from you, because you're simply saying, hey, I'm a woman, you're a man, why can't we get along, and why can't you respect me? See, patriarchal zombie men, they don't even want to see you get along with each other. They can't stand when they see peace and harmony between a man and a woman. That's how twisted they are. Do everything in their power. We're going to keep working on that patriarchal demon too. We're going to stay on its ass, because what I got a feeling about is that they're going to try to reconjure it. Now, see, what I did today, because I wrote the petition the other day, so it was already written, and I'll read it to you guys. I got a candle burning over it right now because it's very disturbing to the spirit of the divine masculine. Hello. The divine masculine doesn't understand this. The woman has given you everything, and you're so unappreciative that even though she may have given you a couple of years of her life, 5 years of her life, 10 years of her life, you still want more. So these men got contracts. Marriage is a demonic contract. Hello. Marriage is a demonic contract. That's why I never did it, and I'm so glad that I didn't. It's demonic. It's nothing but to control your mind, control your body, control your spirit, feed off of you. Nobody, and then I don't understand why some people even get married. And but this is the wisdom. You know how they say that, 70% of Black women are not married, and they use that number to shame us, but that is because we know our original roots. We know where we came from. We don't need, what do we need that for? So that the government can own us? And it's not just Black people that feel this way, it's white people too. I done met plenty of white people that feel the same way. Very spiritual, very woke. Some of them, and they done got so desperate now that they'll try to take out a contract on you. And you be wrapped up in that situation 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. And then they'll tell you, well, even though things went bad, you should have just stayed with the father of your child. You ever hear that lie? Now, I do believe that as a witch, there are certain ways that you can improve your relationship with somebody, and you can improve the way handle your argument. But I think that if it look, I've had people crying and at first they was crying and whining and crying over a relationship that's been over for well over 10 years. And using that to try to shame. Well, we're light years since then. Where are you at, buddy? Are you back in I'm sorry, in the year 2003? We're in 2019 now. Hello. Very, very judgmental. They don't never judge the man in the situation. They always judge the woman. Always. Part of the reason is because many of us do have a lot of power inside of us. They don't want to give it to us, though. They'll put it all on us, but they won't actually encourage us to do our jobs as now. They all over the place crying out from hell. Help me. I'm in hell. Woman, this is your fault. You let this happen. Because they know they done screwed up. They know they done screwed up. I'm sorry. There's too much bad that's going on in this world for me to say that this world should be under a patriarchy. They'll say, well, what's wrong with the patriarchy? They'll start talking about the household. That's the first thing they say. What about the rest of the world? What about everything that goes on in the world that is ruled by men? Why is that so screwed up? There's your proof that patriarchy was a bust. And to get rid of it and overthrow it is a must. Hello? They done screwed this world around. They done threw off the ecosystem. They done cut down all the damn trees so that they could make paper and all this stuff. And it just is stupid. It's stupid. Now, I'm not saying that men have not done good things, but when it boils down to it, they are the main ones complaining about what is going on in the world when they created it. And you're creating so much disharmony between men and women. And they'll do it purposely. I saw one today trying to create disharmony between a man and a woman. Why? Because you are a patriarchal zombie demon. Also, what comes along with patriarchy is what? Poverty. Because men are constantly going to tell you, you can't do that. I'm going to mess with you every day. I'm going to curse your business every day. You ain't supposed to be doing that. You supposed to be at home under the rulership of a man, and you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, and you a witch too? Oh, we really going to mess with you. Well, guess what? You're going to have a hell of a time messing with me. I came from a very long line of very strong women. The women were actually empowered by the men to do their job as the woman. I'm doing my job as a woman. Oh, what job is that, Jamila? I'm a witch and a healer and a high priestess. That's my job as a woman. Are you doing your job as a man? What are you doing to make this world better? You're doing nothing but trying to make it worse because you're emotional. You're sad. You're selfish. Get it together. They got to get it together. Patriarchy is a butt. Thumbs down on patriarchy. Thumbs up to smashing it and killing it. Kill that serpent. It needs to die. It's wrapped all around. Some of them probably even got a worm in their body, just wrapped all around their intestines, their brain, their spine. Yes, let's go and create misery in the world. Let's go and judge the woman that was simply trying to protect her children. Let's do that. Stay with the man. So what if he kicked your door in? So what? He kicked the door down and kicked you in the face and all that stuff. Who cares? Not saying that somebody did that to me. I didn't have nobody kick me in my face. But we do have some men that will do that. So most men on this earth are corrupted. If the women is corrupted, it is because they have been under the rulership of men. We all need to wake up from this. We all need to pray. We need to light our candles every Monday for protection from that patriarchal demon. It hovers over their heads and it makes them angry. Makes them angry and sad and frustrated and confused. And being a man is hard. Well, they made it hard. Say hello to your buddies. Your buddies made it difficult. It doesn't have to be that difficult. Why is it so difficult for you? The reason why it's so difficult for you is because you won't release it and let it go. Let it out of you. Stop holding on to that belief system. It's stupid. You are putting children in danger when you do that. You know what their reasoning is, guys? We're men and I'm going to make you lose your job. Y'all ever notice a man does that, stalk you at work, harass your co-workers and stuff like that? And not all of them do that, because some of them have enough sense to say, hey, she's going to need that job to, I don't know, support my children. So why would I make her lose it? So the reason why they do that to your children is because the children came out of you. So that's why all of a sudden they don't give a damn about your kids, because that child came from the mother. They don't care about what they do is affecting your family. The fact that there's not a man in the household, they will pinpoint you, they will target you, harass you, bait you, gaslight you, harass and stalk you. And if you say anything back, oh, she's crazy, because you said something back to them. It's sad because as men and women, we could create a beautiful life on this planet together, but men choose to be patriarchal. And the first sign that it's a bad deal is the fact that why are they so obsessed with it? Why is it so frustrating? The reason why is because it's a cognitive dissonance. When they see you making it with your children, when they see me buy a house, it's going to create a cognitive dissonance. It's going to be very frustrating for them. Ooh, I'm so frustrated. You are not supposed to do that as a woman. You are supposed to wait on a man until you're 50 or 60 years old to be free and to make any decisions for yourself. It's stupid. And this is one of the reasons why there's a lot of women, they'll tell you, I'm asexual. I'm not into men or women. I just want to live my life. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone, because there's a lot of people, they like, screw it. I don't even want nothing to do with this. This is stupid. And this is why there's a lot of people that just say, screw it, I'll just be alone for the rest of my life. This is this is real stupid. And it keeps getting dumber and dumber. And people continuously get worse and worse. If something is bad for you, of course the condition is not going to improve. It's just going to get worse. This is bad for human beings. This is why there's a lot of women out there, their husband die, he leaves them, and they can't make it. And you know what? There's a lot of men, they will look at women that are in that position that can't make it, and they will get off on it while that child is suffering. That's what irritates me. That's what makes me angry, is the fact that these men don't mind seeing children suffer. They don't care. You don't care that this woman needs to be uplifted. They don't care about that. All they care about is, I am a man and I rule over what? Oh, what is it exactly that you rule over? Many of them don't even have their own place, and them are the main ones. There's a lot of men out there that are functioning, they work, they got their own businesses. They don't feel the need to attack women. But these weak ones, these very, very weak ones, those are the ones that feel the need to attack you mostly. Now, I will tell you that there are those men out there that do have it like that, and they don't want to see women have it. They don't. They don't want to see you have nothing. And that's sad. Why? Because I'm a woman. And that, yeah, because you're a woman. So it's misogyny. Absolutely. Who brought up misogyny? Exactly. Why do you hate women so much? Why you hate us? They can't answer the question. They can't. Many of them will say that it's because of their mama. Well, honey, I'm not your mama. If I was your mama, trust me, you would not be miserable. And then also, who cares about your mama or your daddy? Be happy. Live your life beyond that. So many of them haven't grown up. They haven't grown up yet. They're still children. They'll take that whole concept and twist it, and then the next thing you know, all single mothers are bad. Or are you kidding me? These are the heroes of the world. Hell, I wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for my single mother. Even though me and her don't get along, I gotta give her credit where credit is due. Many of them don't care about being alive. A lot of them want to be dead. A lot of them so miserable. That's how bad patriarchy has made things. Respect the woman. Sorry, guys. Let her do her job. Many times the job of a woman is to definitely lead the man to paradise. See, they always talk about men lead. Where are you leading us to, though? A dark cave with mold in it? Where are you leading us to? You're not leading. You following. So the next time as a man you decide, oh, well, you a woman and I hate everything about you, I want you to think about that. Why are you like that? Could it be that you're under demonic psychosis? That's my I saw many men today that were under a demonic psychosis. That's my new word. Mm-hmm. Into depression and stagnation. Exactly. And part of the reason is because many of them have not broke that psychological patriarchal programming. If they could break that programming, they wouldn't give a damn about what none of these ignorant men are saying, because many of them are very ignorant. A lot of them are. Some of them are, and a lot of them actually have respect for the woman. I see them all the time. The women around them, very happy, relaxed, can kick their feet up. You around a man that's patriarchal, he judging everything. He looking at everything, trying to find anything and everything to judge you. Anything and everything to place some sort of judgment around you. Just because you're a woman. We're going to harass and stalk you because you're a woman and you need somebody to tell you what to do. Hold on, wait a minute. I think my father did a very good job raising me. So I don't need you to raise me again. So it's very insulting. And yeah, I had substance abuse in my family. I still got what I needed from my father. So I don't need no man to be my father. I need you to be my husband. Or my partner. So we're hoping to manifest better relationships with men to where we don't have to always feel judged. And my God, I've seen single fathers out there judging single mothers. This is how you know they're under a demonic psychosis. And nobody should listen to them. You're a father and you're single. You have created children that you are probably either not taking care of or you're not around the mother for whatever reason, but yet you're judging single mothers. And I think that the absolute bane of society is definitely these men that go from household to household making babies. Nobody respects them. So this is the reason why they have to come out and say things about single mothers who take care of their children. They would have no idea what it took to raise a child. They have no idea what it takes to raise a kid. None whatsoever, because they haven't done it. So I've seen that, which is quite stupid, but that's a part of that's a sign. When you ask them, you say, sir, you are a single father, meaning you're single with children. Why are you judging single mothers? They have no idea. They have no self-awareness. They don't have any intelligence to speak of, no reasoning skills, no capability of critical thinking, because critical thinking has not been encouraged while we were programming people. When that patriarchal demon created this mess, do you think that it was, do you think that at the same time it taught any kind of critical thinking? No, because it wanted you, you know how like men and women, some men and women, not all of us, but men and women are confused. This is exactly what that demon wanted. Congratulations. This is exactly what it wanted. And you gave it to her. You gave it to it. And it's the saddest thing ever. As a woman, I love men. Love everything about them. Soon as they start opening their mouth talking that patriarchal crap, goes right out the door. Don't call me broke. Don't call me incapable. Don't call me anything. If you're going to call me any of those words, then we're not going to call each other at all. So a lot of times when you hear a man, is saying a woman is broke, it is because he's hating her gender. Facts. And yeah, all of us trying to catch up. Many of you women out there are trying to catch up. You started your businesses, you're trying to do your thing. You may have had a hard life. You may have had a life to where nobody would understand, and understanding is not their forte. These patriarchal zombies, they don't care about understanding you. They want you to respect their career, but they don't want to respect yours. And this is wrong. So they create a lot of the stress for us. They create a lot of that stress and they're proud of it. If they can know that they've stressed you out or broke you down, they're thoroughly satisfied with that. Why? Because they are under demonic influence, period. So we'll revisit this topic a little bit later. But I want to share with you guys the petition. Well, we may have had some oils that may have done some damage to the words of the petition. Yeah. So to the demon of patriarchy, I'm going to try to reread this. I banish and bind you from doing any harm, all negative effects that you have had on my relationship with men, my sons. I think I reverse the negative effects that you have had on my relationships with men and my sons, and take back my energy, good spirits, and I will face no more discrimination and disrespect from men, and your negativity is banished from my mind, body, and spirit. And I will always feel good about myself, my life, and you will no longer abuse me or take from me. You are banished to hell, and a shield of protection is all around the divine feminine. And we will move forward with financial security, love, strength, with no fear. Can't read the rest of it. The oils that I put on the candle kind of erase some of the words, but that's okay. So it's a very powerful. I wish I could have read it to you guys in its entirety. If you are a man that doesn't feel the need to disrespect and violate women, then me and you can be the best of friends. If you are a man that feels the need to violate the woman to make yourself feel like a man, you are just a possessed patriarchal zombie under demonic psychosis. You need to put down those guns and knives of destruction and allow the woman to heal you. Allow her to take care of you the way you're supposed to be taken care of. We're not talking about patriarchal women. Patriarchal women don't know how to treat men. They don't. They don't really know how to treat a man. Okay? Because what they do is they allow them to destroy themselves. And that's all they're doing. So we will revisit this topic as needed. Again, this was the first ritual that we did. Of course, the demonically psychosis is the demonically inclined women and men. They will try to keep conjuring this demon. That's what that article that I posted in the community said about patriarchal women who would try to use patriarchy to harm other women. So this is very dangerous for you to do this as a woman. I know a lot of people don't believe in God and goddesses, but I do. And please believe that they watching everything that we do and they taking notes. And they taking notes. So you better watch yourselves out here because there's a war happening right now and we're winning because this is not your planet for you to come down here and destroy it and destroy the people of this planet. In fact, the entire set of demons that did this, what we need to do is we need to send their asses packing back out into outer space. Get rid of this celestial trash that came in because that's exactly what it is. And in my opinion, I believe that these demons have left. They come back in and out, I think, but I think that it's in our consciousness. If we can all change our consciousness, then women and men can live together in peace and harmony. What is the problem here? The problem is power that is corrupted. The problem is the need to have control over what I do not know exactly. I know that I had a lot of men that were seeking to control me. And literally, all I do is sit here and watch TV and do work. That's all I do and do readings. What else am I doing? And spending me time with myself. It's almost like that slavery thing. What you doing, gal? What you over there doing, gal? It's repulsive. And it's a violation through and through. Now, if you are a man that has been affected by that patriarchal demon and you know the misery that it brings, which is destroyed relationships, you've destroyed every relationship, you've burned. I mean, all of y'all bridges is burning. London Bridge is falling down. Some odd reason, I had a strange dream about Lauren London, by the way, too. I don't exactly remember the dream, but I remember Lauren London being in the dream. It was so weird. And I don't really remember much of the dream, but she was in it. But anyway, all those bridges are burning behind you. And just because you're a man doesn't mean that you have a license to go and screw up your life and everybody else's. So if you are a man that has been afflicted by this, get help. Get help. This is the reason why you're sitting up there getting ready to probably die of a heart attack. Because it's not native to your spirit. You don't feel how foreign that is. You don't think it's a little strange that you're confused. You don't think that it's a little strange that you're angry. You don't think that, are you thinking? They're not thinking. If you are a woman that is affected by that, get some spiritual help. You are under demonic influence. They are so under demonic influence that they were trying to destroy me and children. Hello? You can't check yourself when you can see that for some odd, strange reason, you decided that you wanted to destroy a woman and her children. And you don't think that's a little odd or strange. Demonic psychosis. Okay? Oh, yeah. Oh, they came for me too, Teo. How you doing, sweetie? I didn't know you was in here. I ain't even really been paying attention to the chat. Coming after women and children, stalking, harassing them, creating disharmony or trying to create the same disharmony in their household as they did with those other women that threw them out of the house. They got to have something to destroy. They're there to destroy the women and the children. And we all know it to be the truth. And stop saying that women do it too, because even the domestic violence statistics are alarming. There is a huge gap, in between the statistics of the man being violated in the home versus women and children being violated in the home. There is by a landslide, literally. I mean, they can't even, when they bring that up, they're just bringing that up for kicks. You would be allowed to be in the woman's household if you were not yelling, screaming, demeaning, beating, raping, pillaging, and plundering. You would be allowed to be in the household if you were not doing that. If you're going to do that, then you got to go. And that's all it is to it. And some of y'all ain't even welcome again. Ain't no woman gonna sit up there and trust that kind of energy around her, or either just not even if you have children. It's not even just women with children, it's women, period. Hell, women without children get discriminated against. Are you kidding me? And I've actually seen women call in and go, well, I am a real woman because, I'm not like those other women and I just went ahead and aborted my children and so then they convinced everybody that somehow killing a child, listen to this, y'all. Shame, shame, shame for having a child out of wedlock. So killing the child is a better option. Where have we went in this world? When exactly did people become so confused? And I'm not degrading women for making choices on getting abortions. Now, I will tell you that when you do that, you do curse your womb. And I've done many hex removers for women that have had those. Because it does hex the womb. And because that your uterus is a gateway for spirits. So that spirit of that child that wanted to come in, that don't go away. Just because you kill the flesh doesn't kill the spirit. So you got to deal with that child. And I've actually talked to women who have had abortions and they just hear babies crying all the time in their head. That's your child you hearing crying. So it's very scary and very supernatural. Get down on those women. We're very patient, loving, and forgiving over here. Okay. So you were programmed. And the women that didn't make that choice, here we are 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, and we're under horrible scrutiny because we didn't decide to abort our children. And then the lowest of the lowest was for them to say that we did it for welfare. Come on. Who wants to be on welfare? Nobody. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be poor. Who wants that? Unless you got some kind of badass generational curse over you. I mean, under the ruling of patriarchy, as a woman, once you have children, your life is ruined. Under the rule of patriarchy, once you 30, you an old lady. You ain't even a woman no more. You just a hag. And this is the attitude. And you know what? If y'all not doing them beauty spells, and if y'all not doing y'all protection, y'all will start to look old. You start to age very fast. Patriarchal women seem to age very fast. Have you noticed that? If you're not doing the heal your mind, body, and spirit, you're going to age real bad. You're going to look real bad before your time. Because it's so much burden and it's so much hatred and it's so much disrespect. A lot of these men, they're doing rituals and stuff on you to where you might as well just throw acid in your face. You ever see a woman and she be real pretty and then 5 years later she done got with some patriarchal man and it just looked like her whole face just changed and she just don't look, that light is gone. That it just is sad. And you can regenerate yourself, but y'all got to do that because a lot of these men, a lot of them, they're confused, and They might as well just throw acid in your face. That's basically what they doing to a lot of women spiritually, is throwing acid in their face. You know? Right. See, that's what Teo, that's why Teo said something very important, but wisdom starts coming in after 30 and 40. That's the reason why they want to kill you. Because men, the patriarchal male does not want a smart woman. That's why he struggles every day, because he's a patriarchal male. Okay? He doesn't understand. A lot of them just want you to be a bobblehead, stupid airhead with no intelligence. And, they just, they're not even interested in having a decent conversation with you. So there's a lot that needs to be changed about men and women, and especially when it comes to men, because I would, y'all realize that I would have never had to even raise my voice at any of these men online if they hadn't have been attacking me. How can you? And then they'll say, well, you're not being a woman. So a woman is supposed to sit there and take your abuse. That's what a woman is supposed to do. That's our job, is to just take your abuse. No, that's not our job. That's not our job. It will never be our job. In fact, I done seen men encourage other men to beat on their wife. This is demonic. I remember one of my exes, he used to go visit his friend, and then he went to federal prison. His friend went to federal prison. Back then my spirits was doing work for me. This man would always lie and tell him that he saw me outside of some man coming in my house, and I would get physically abused because of that. So a lot of times these men will encourage abuse. If they see a man being respectful to a woman, I've seen them do it in social media. Oh, I want you to disrespect Jamila. I don't like it when you're nice to her. I want you to disrespect her, because they are sick. Any man or woman that you have seen encouraging the abuse of a woman that hasn't done anything but defended herself. If you see that, that person's sick. They got problems, mental, spiritual, mainly spiritual, but spiritual and mental and psychological problems. Okay? So you got to be careful with people like that, man. If you are not respecting the divine feminine, if you are not respecting what she is doing, then you can get the hell out of my face. I don't want nothing to do with you. Those are the people I don't want nothing to do with. You come up to me talking that crap, well, you know that single motherhood is horrible. In whose perception? Whose perception of reality is this? Now, I'm not encouraging women to be single. No, you guys know that I encourage you to find love. I encourage women every single day to find the love for them. I do. So don't say that. But there are a lot of women like myself. I was single for years and years and years because I wanted to put all of my attention on raising my children. My ex and his family still think I deserve to have been abused. It makes me sick, but I know they are under demonic possession. There was a woman over in another country. I think the mother-in-law beat her to death or something. They beat that woman to death. No grown woman should be getting a spanking. People have lost it in this world. They've lost it. Literally. So We got to band together. Let's do this again. If the patriarchal demon comes back up, we'll be doing another group ritual coming up for the full moon, because I get the sense that it's definitely going to take some time, because that patriarchal demon doesn't like women, but seems to always be very interested in what we're doing. Ain't that something? Ain't that something else? They don't like us, they can't stand us, but yet they always talking about us. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you this, that damn thing gonna lose, because you're complete opposite of life. You have no, that patriarchy has nothing to do with nature. Nothing to do with nature. A woman is not supposed to kill herself, throw her children in the garbage just because a man walks out on her. She's not supposed to do that. That's not even what animals do in nature. Nobody does that. This is what they expected us to do, because it didn't work out in the relationship. And I've asked them so many times, well, the relationship didn't work out. I'm a single mother. So what did you expect me to do? Throw my children in the garbage? And then, yeah. And they're like, yeah, just throw them away. Give them, that's what it was. Reverend Jesse Peterson said that all single mothers should just give their children to up for adoption to marry Christians. After we hearing about all this rape, molestation, and abuse in Christian churches, we supposed to just get, and then that's when you say, okay, yeah, you disconnected from reality, because what makes you think that any child wants to be away from their mother? And then they'll say, well, you just, then that's when you know that it is a demonic psychosis. And this is going on in the churches too. Yeah, he said, Reverend Jesse Peterson said that all single mothers should give their children to married Christians up for adoption. They should just give their kids away. So these people don't know anything about parental instincts, maternal instincts. They're just zombies. They just zombies, you know what I'm saying? Just for the cause. And then also this puts the children at a disadvantage, because they're being raised away from their mother. Even though my parents were not perfect, I wouldn't give them up for any reason. I wouldn't go back and redo it. I wanted to be raised around my parents. So that, and it is what it is. And the only thing you can do is try to be better than what you came from, or be better, not try, just be better than what you came from. A lot of people, the only thing that they relate to the rest of the world is where they came from. You have to understand that there are so many different avenues and paths that you can take, and you make the choice of that. If you want to consistently impede on a woman because she's a woman and because she's got children, and I can discriminate against you because you've got children, and I can use you, because basically what they doing is they're cowards. They got their own crap going on. So they decided, I'm going to, so the single mother is the newest scapegoat, is what it is. And when in reality, this world has been under a patriarchy. Men have been creating the rules, men have been creating the environment, and you can see what's happening. So, as men and women, we do need to come together and say, hey, stop her. And now they do it online. Stop harassing women. Stop stalking women. Stop doing this to women. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? So we've got to band together as one to kill that demon and to destroy it forever, so that it won't come back, so that we can actually get back to the damn Garden of Eden. Nobody wants to live like this. I can't stand it. Even though I can disconnect from the rest of the world and go off into fairyland with marshmallows and popsicles and lollipops, I do it all the damn time. Because you just, the only reason why anybody wants to escape this reality is because it's a reality that men have created. And the first step that they're going to take is by saying, I was wrong. Why did I create hell? on earth? Why did I create hell on earth for women that weren't even bothering me? This woman wasn't even bothering me. Why did I do that to her? Because you under a demonic psychosis, and you make that choice. You make that choice because this one guy that's been stalking me for years, that demon is tearing him up. He done aged about 30. He looks like a 70-year-old man. He started out looking like he was kind of in his 20s or 30s. He literally looks like a 70-year-old man now. So if you can't look in the mirror and see that that demon is destroying you, then it ain't nothing I can do for you. It's not every woman's job to just go around sprinkling fairy dust all over every man. Well, first of all, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So that doesn't mean necessarily that even if we just went around and said, I'm going to do spells on these people and all this, I'll do a reversal. I'll hex you with the truth. You know, sometimes being an empath sometimes depending on the level of your empathism, it was actually meant to be kind of like a curse to feel what everybody feel. Because some of these people don't feel very good, do they? They don't. And the reason why you don't feel good is because you are living within a cognitive dissonance. Literally. You are living in a fake, made-up world. It's unrealistic for you to expect women to not prosper without a man. First of all, most of you men are either gay, killing yourself, or in prison. We've got a military system that swallows up men whole. If it doesn't kill them, it destroys their mind. So this whole system was systematically designed to make women be alone anyway. Don't you see that? So if you're judging one single mother, you might as well judge them all. Many single mothers out there, they had to make it without their husbands because why? Their husbands died, went to jail. So that's unreal. Unrealistic is unreal. So, the day that you decide that you're going to wake up and you're going to say, okay, now that I've got a little bit of reasoning skills and critical thinking skills, I'm going to understand that it's unrealistic for the woman and her children and starve to death while waiting on a man. Does that make sense to anybody? If that makes sense to you, hit the thumbs up. How is this woman going to sit here? This is unrealistic. Very unrealistic thinking. And then you can't win for losing. So they're like, so when you do try to get a male party in the household, they're judging you for that. So it's a dead end. Patriarchy will and has always been a dead end. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that y'all hit that thumbs up. If you guys need to reach me, the link to my website is below. I do offer phone, video, as well as Skype or Facebook psychic readings and consultation. I also offer spell work. If you have that curse of patriarchy over your family, remove it. It is not doing anything but making everybody in your family miserable, and nobody's getting anywhere. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful Monday. Love and light.